I'm here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center, and on the line, my next guest is a musician who has organized a benefit concert to benefit hunger this Friday night at the Met Cafe, and I'm excited to have her with me, Jen Chapin. Hi, Jen, how are you?
Great, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So you're in Nova Scotia right now, where the internet connection is a little spotty.
Yeah.
So
It's a beautiful spot, though. We've been making music up here this week before we head back down to New England.
sounds cool to me. Well, thank you for being on the phone with us.
Thank you.
So,
I wanted to offer a correction to your introduction that I organized this concert because what I did is write to some really committed, passionate activists that I know in Rhode Island and said, hey, we're going to be passing through Providence on Friday. We're happy to do a benefit. So it really came down to Steve and making it happen. And so, yeah, they're the ones who put together. And so I'm going to be there with the Jen Chapin Trio with my wonderful guitarist, Jamie Foxx, and Stefan Crump playing the bass, who also happens to be my husband. And then there's going to be a great, who I understand is a really, a very committed activist in his own right on local hunger initiatives, who's going to be playing after us.
cool.
And his name, we haven't met yet, but Chukula.
Very cool. Yeah, there's a couple of organizations involved in this event that's happening on Friday. And one of the organizations is Why Hunger, and you're very closely connected to this group. Can you tell us a little bit about Why Hunger?
Sure. Why Hunger was co-founded by my dad, Harry Chapin, in 1975. And his fans, of whom I'm always amazed to see how many remain 36 years after he left us, way too early. They might remember that hearing about World Hunger Year, which was the name of the organization when it was founded. We changed our name in 2010 to Why Hunger. I've been on the board of directors as a volunteer for decades. And, from the beginning and through today, we've always questioned whether our society, it does not, we have an amazing charitable response to hunger, and we love to step up and help feed our neighbors. But I think that we've often, that charitable impulse has sometimes come at the expense of really asking those tough questions about economic justice and why in a country that can feed itself many times over, we still have hunger. And in this country, there's 44 million people who experience food insecurity, who might have enough calories, might not be starving, but they are malnourished. They're not, and they have to make those really tough decisions about paying the rent, paying the electric bill, paying the phone bill, getting key medication, or getting nutritious food. And so these are the kind of movements that I've been involved with, and that Why Hunger has been committed to, and that we're joining with in Rhode Island, to groups that are going beyond charity to change.
Right, exactly. There's more to this crisis than, like you said, a food drive at Thanksgiving time, which does help, but there's more to the issue that needs to be looked at and funded, frankly.
Yeah, and so much of it is just like you look at wage growth and wages, and you realize that we've become numb to this situation where people can be working full time, doing important jobs, and jobs that our society doesn't value enough to make to pay a living wage. So we've come the idea that you can't anymore. So when people ask me what's the one thing we can do to fight hunger, I say wages, a living wage, and part of what hunger does is help build people power and amplify voices of the grassroots, and we're seeing more and more empowering and powerful movements like Fight for 15, which is helping advocate for a higher minimum wage so that people who work can get paid and pay, and feed their families and not have to take advantage of SNAP, of food stamp benefits, which right now are a lifeline, and which so many profitable corporations take advantage of by having their employees. They know that they're not paying their employees enough to live, and that's just no way to run a business. So, it goes beyond, feeding and distributing food to helping connect local communities with local farms so that the quality of food is more nutritious and more fresh. And so economies are benefiting from job growth, from better environments that come with a more natural and sustainable food system. So there's so many changes that we can make that have been reached that are win-win.
Yeah,
and the I'm sorry, go on.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The connection, I think, got a little choppy for a moment. You can finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to go on to some nitty-gritty details, which is the event is on Friday, August 25th, at the Met, which I'm really excited to check out. On Main Street in Pawtucket. And so if people look on the metri.com and search on their events page for, the event is called the first annual Rhode Island Feeds Rhode Island Concert to End Hunger, or they can Google my name, Jen Chapin, Chapin. There's also links on the website, Jen Chapin. But as for music, there are going to be some really cool, there's a VIP dinner, and there's going to be featuring some of the real players in the local food system that are going to be happening. There's a farm table event starting at 5:30 with dinner and presentations at 6 p.m. There's a silent auction, and all proceeds go to Rhode Island Feeds Rhode Island and Why Hunger, which is the closest to my heart. I live in Brooklyn, New York, but this is a movement that gets so much strength from local organizations and individuals, and everybody has to be involved. We found that corporations and schools and churches and everybody has a part to play in getting rid of this most disgusting, ridiculous scourge in our society.
Absolutely, and this is a wonderful way that everyone can do their part. And like you said, the tickets are available at themetri.com. They're $75, but it covers all of those things that you mentioned, the meet and greet and dinner and concert. I'm sure that you're...
I'm sorry, there's a $20 ticket just for the concert. So $75 is the VIP for the dinner and eat and greet, which is at 999 Main Street in Pawtucket. But if people just come to the concert at 8 o'clock, that's $20. So there's a number of options.
Perfect. Well, Jen, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so glad that we were able to give this show a little plug for a wonderful cause, and we are very happy to have had you here to help talk about it.
I'm so grateful that you found me and that you're giving your time to putting attention to the event. So if anybody has any other questions, they can check out jenchapin.com. It's on my schedule there, or the metri.com. You can look on Facebook for Rhode Island Feeds. And there's a great community, all kinds of people being involved in this. So join us.
Sounds awesome. Thank you.